Well, by golly, folks, welcome to Harmony Lodge again. Good to see you. Why don't you grab yourself a coffee or a tea and pull a stump up and sit down for a little bit? Sure, I'm glad to have you by today. You're here just in time, by the way. I was just getting ready to jump into my time travel machine here, so to speak. So we might as well talk about what I'm thinking in my mind. You know, it seems that every time I sit here in front of my fire in the Harmony Lodge with my cup of coffee and a good stool to sit on, the old mind gets to working again. And I got to thinking about the things that I think about and how many times I go back into the past and things that I've done and places I've been and people I've met and things I've seen and all of that. And that memory is just a wonderful thing to explore once in a while. And I stopped and thought a little bit about what happens when I do that. And then I realized that the memories that I bring up when I sit in my quiet times and I do some of my own reflections and stuff aren't always the way that I remembered them. Yes, my mind is playing the pictures over and I'm seeing it for what happened, but my understanding about it now seems to be a little different than it was then when those things happened in my life. And I asked myself, I said, what the heck is going on here? Why is it different? Well, I just realized that the eyes that I was looking through back in time are different than the eyes that are seeing it in my mind's eye now, because I'm seeing it through the eyes of wisdom. Those things that have played out in the past have gone to their own conclusions and their own consequences, their own destinations. And in that process, what happened in that period of time changes. It changes in the perception in the present. Now I'm saying to myself, I'm looking through the eyes of wisdom. So there is some importance in time travel, and time travel is certainly important. Now, what does time travel do for us? Well, we have lots of things in our lives that we wish to remember, we hope to remember, and some things perhaps that we wish we couldn't remember as well as we do. But all of those things are important because there's something that's happened to us in our own unique life. Now, what do we do with them? Well, we look at those things as building blocks upon the road that took us to where we are, but also the foundation stones that we can use to build the new rooms of our life that we're going to be living in within a day or so. Now, lots of times we can find it difficult to pull those memories up, and they'll come at inopportune times. For example, something will trigger a memory from so long ago, maybe something as in my case, one of the things that really triggers a lot of my memories is hearing an old song, and it will trigger a memory of what I was doing at that time, what was going on in my life at that time. So I'm saying, ooh, look at that. That's just like computer memory. Well, I know that my computer is getting kind of old, and it has a limited storage space, and my computer will slow down after a while. And there's a program in that computer that's called defragging. And what defragging does is it goes in there and gets all these little bits of information and stores them into a place where it's easier for them to be retrieved quicker, and perhaps with a little clarity and with a little less time spent searching around. And then also there's a program in there that cleans up old files. And if you clean up those old files, you'll find some files in there that are no longer needed, that are no longer relevant, that are no longer pertinent to the efficient operating of the system the way it is now. Well, by golly, I found out that's the same thing that can happen inside of my mind. If I take a look at what my needs are now, what my life is now, base that against the information that I have in my storage capacity, now I can determine what can be changed, what can be upgraded, what can be discarded, what can be given new meanings. And then I'm saying, jeepers, I guess really we are kind of a computer. Creator made a computer that probably has more terabytes of information storage than any computer that's out there now. And like a computer that we get brand new, or a new smartphone, or some other new form of technology, we have to learn how to operate it efficiently. If you're like me, and I'm talking to you through a smartphone here, this thing has capabilities that I haven't even explored yet. Well, our mind is certainly the same way. So I'm glad that you're able to take a little bit of time to sit down with your beverage of choice on a nice comfortable stool and time travel during the quiet times. Go to that looks within place into the control panel. Take a look at what's there. Weigh that against where you are now. Weigh that against what happened yesterday with what's happening today. Now you can make some plans as to what could happen tomorrow. Yeah, we're time travelers. All of us. Something to think about, isn't it? Your mind is so powerful. You are so powerful. You have capabilities and abilities that you perhaps haven't explored fully. When you look at it in that context, then it can become exciting, because you have the opportunity to change who you will become by changing who you are today. And you change that by looking at who you were yesterday. Interesting stuff that I find by my fire here at Harmony Lodge. Perhaps it's just the ramblings of an old man, but you know what? I used to like that movie Back to the Future. Because we can change things. You can change what was, your understanding of what was, you can change what is, and you can change what can become. I thank you for coming in and spending some time with Pappy in his lodge. The fire is a little smoky today, but that's okay. It's just all part of life, isn't it? Sometimes we sit in the smoke, and sometimes we get to look around it. I hope you'll all have a blessed day. And take the time to time travel. You'll be surprised at what you learn about yourself today. Have a great day, everyone.